This is Module 5, Lesson 5, and this is the Step It Out or solve ratio and rate problems using proportional reasoning. So our I can statement is, I can find and use equivalent ratios using a table, model, or double number line to solve a real world problem. Okay, so we have 6 lemons for $4. Lemons are sold in bags of 6 lemons for $4. If you bought 24 lemons, how much would you spend? So we're first going to write a ratio of 6 lemons to the cost of 6 lemons. So we have 6 lemons to $4. And I know it's $4 because it says $4 right there. Now B, what is the unknown value you are looking for in the problem? I need to find the cost of 24 lemons because that's what they asked us to find up there. C, one way to find the unknown number is to use a table. Complete the table using equivalent ratios. So this would be 8. If I bought 3 bags, the number of lemons that would be in there would be 18, and it would cost $12. If I bought 4 bags, it'd be 24 lemons in there, and it would cost $16. So that's how you could use a table for it. So the number of lemons is always 6 times the number of bags. The cost in dollars is always 4 times the number of bags. Now, the table may take too long if you are like doing a problem because drawing a table every single time is going to be rather lengthy. However, you could do it this way. It says another way to find the unknown number is to find a factor that generates the equivalent ratio. When both quantities are multiplied by the same number, the result is an equivalent ratio. So I know that if I have 6 lemons over $4, and I want to know if I get 24. So 6 times 4 is 24. Whatever I do on the top, I do on the bottom. So 4 times 4 is 16. So you know the ratio. 6 lemons is $4. You want to write a ratio that includes the term 24 lemons. If you multiply both terms of a ratio by the same number, the result is the equivalent ratio. In this case, multiply both terms by 4 because that's how you get from 6 to 24. To get the equivalent ratio with the term that you need, the new ratio is 24 lemons per $16. So what is the cost of 24 lemons? It is $16. So they took one problem and they broke it down into lots of steps. Remember, doing this on your own, they're not going to break it down that far for you, so it's going to take way less time. Okay, we're on task 2, Step It Out. If you're in your book, I'm sorry I didn't tell you what page it was earlier, but we're on page 168 now. The last one, if you want to go back and fill it out, is 167. So let's take a look. Jiraiya wants to make a batch of slime. The diagram shows the ratio of hot water to cold water needed to make the slime. He wants to use 18 parts of water in total. How many parts of cold water does he need to make the slime? So look at the tape diagram. What is the total parts of water shown? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Select the correct numbers to complete the ratio of total parts of water to parts of cold. So remember there is 9 total. If we look up here, there are 3 cold. So 9 over 3. What is the relationship between the quantities in the ratio in part B? So 9 divided by 3 gives 3. It is a multiplicative relationship because we're doing multiplying with it. D. You can use the relationship of 9 total parts of water to 3 parts of cold water to find the number of parts of cold water needed for a total of 18 parts of water. Use a sentence that best explains how. Okay, so since 18 over 9 equals 2, multiply both parts of the ratio by 2. So it says down here, your goal is to write an equivalent ratio to the ratio 9 total parts of water to 3 parts of cold water with 18 total parts of water as the first quantity. Since 9 times 2 equals 18, multiply both quantities of the original ratio by 2 to get the correct equivalent ratio. E. How many parts of cold water will Jiraiya need if he has a total of 18 parts of water? So, what that means is we originally had 9 over 3, and now we need to figure out for 18, because it says 18. 9 times 2 is 18, so 3 times 2 is 6. Whatever I multiply on the top, I multiply the same thing on the bottom, so I can get an equivalent ratio. For this one, how many, if Jiraiya wanted to make a larger batch of slime using 36 total parts of water, how many parts of cold water would he need? So we're still going to have 9 over 3 because there are 9 total, 3 cold. And this time, instead of 18, we're going to do 36, and we're trying to find this. 9 times 4 is 36. If I multiply on 4 on top, I'm going to multiply by 4 on bottom. So 3 times 4 is 12. Okay, this next one actually asks for hot water instead of cold water. So instead of 9 over 3, I'm going to take 9 over 6, because if you scroll all the way back up here at top, you'll see that there are 6 boxes in the hot water. And we are changing it to 18. So 9 times 2 is 18. And then we're going to do the same thing on the bottom. 6 times 2 is 12. How many parts of hot water? So again, I'm going to take 9 over 6. If we use 36, so to get from 9 to 36, I'm going to multiply by 4. I'm going to take the 4, I'm going to move it down here. 6 times 4 is 24. Okay? Okay, we're on the task 3 of Step It Out, and your book is on page 169. So a race car driver completes 5 laps of a race in 3 minutes and 30 seconds. Then the driver continues driving at this rate. How many laps will the driver complete in 17.5 minutes? So let's scroll down. The ratio of laps to minutes. So he does 5 laps in 3.5, because 3 minutes and 30 seconds is 3.5, because that's halfway. Now we're going to drag some things. So in 5 laps, he goes 3.5 seconds. So we have 5, then we're going to go 10. So at 10 laps, he's at 7 minutes. At 15 laps, he's at 10.5. At 20 laps, if I add 3.5 to 10.5, I get 14. This should be 25. We get 17.5, 30 and 21. 35 and 21 plus 3.5 is 24.5. And we're going to wrap this up with 40 right here. Now, how could you show that each pair of numbers on the completed double number line gives an equivalent ratio? Select the correct word to complete the sentence. To show that the ratios in the double number line are equivalent, you can multiply both quantities of the original ratio, 5 laps in 3.5 minutes, by the same number to get any of the other ratios. Another way to find the unknown quantity is to find a factor that generates the equivalent ratio. What number multiplied by 3.5 minutes will result in 17.5 minutes? So we could also, instead of using a double number line, we could also look down here, and this helps us out a little bit. So to get from 3.5 to 17.5, we're going to multiply by 5. So if you look down here, this helps you out a lot for that problem that we just did up here. So 3.5 times 5 is 17.5. Whatever we do on the bottom, we're going to do on top. So 5 times 5 is 25. So we set up, instead of doing a double number line, you can do an equivalent ratio proportion little guy, and that's what we're going to be working with the most, because you guys don't want to write out tables and all that information. You don't want to write out all those number lines all the time. These are straightforward, straight shot ways of you getting there. So how many laps? If I look up here, I got 25. And that is it for this one. So we're going to do some more stuff in the next video, so stay tuned.